Hello and welcome to the newest edition of The Max. I am Senior Airman Tate Pollock.
And I'm Airman First Class Kirsten Brandis.
Indeed she is. Now this is the second October-themed The Max. Are you excited?
I'm very excited.
We've got a lot of great things planned for you, right?
We do. We have tons of community events, base volunteer opportunities, all coming your way.
That's it, exactly. And if you'll remember from the last Max, we met one of Montgomery's finest, made a new friend, and today we're going to talk to security forces to talk about the actual on-base trick-or-treating that's happening on the 31st. I can't wait.
Me neither.
So all that and more coming to you on today's
The Max.
Whoa!
I go.
So yes, welcome back to The Max, and we told you that we've got a lot of things we want to talk about, so we're going to jump right in, and Brandis is going to start with volunteer opportunities, right?
I know everybody's always looking for volunteer opportunities.
It's kind of like what we do in the Air Force.
It's kind of what we do. We're well-rounded. The end of the month, the Bell Road YMCA Fall Festival, which is a fun, safe alternative Halloween event. I know you like fun and safe alternatives.
Yes, I do.
They're having their fall festival, and it's October 30th from 2 to 4 p.m. They're looking for volunteers, so if you need another bullet or you just want to go out and have a good time, go ahead and contact the Bell Road YMCA, and we'll put some contact information below for you.
If you just do the symbol, they'll show up. That's what I was told. I don't know if it's true or not, but oh, there they are, so we're good. Okay. Now, is that the only one you got for us? Mm-hmm. I tried to swallow and talk at the same time. That almost ended badly. But okay, so now I've got a few base events I want to talk about. So, okay, all on the 28th of October. Like, that's when all these events are happening. Mm-hmm. You've got a child Halloween party.
You can go to that.
Funny.
For your child.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, yes, I probably could. Also, the Maxwell Youth Center is doing a lock-in, and they're having a Halloween party for adults or people that think they are in the pit. All of this is on the 28th. Now, of course, for times of this and registrations, all that fun stuff, go to 42ndfss.us, go to their website, and you can find all the details there. So now the one question I have for you, which one are you going to?
I will unfortunately not be going to any of them because I will be going to catch a plane.
Why? What?
Have a nice day.
No, well, excuse, go to commercial. All right. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. Welcome back to The Max. I am joined by a Staff Sergeant Caller and a Master Sergeant Scheid, both of the 42nd Security Forces Squadron. We're going to talk about something very important. Isn't that right, gentlemen?
That's correct.
It's Halloween time, and we've got a trick-or-treat that's coming up on base, right?
Yes, sir. Monday the 31st from 6 to 8 p.m. we'll be doing trick-or-treating on both the installations, Maxwell and Gunter, at all housing locations. Along with that, Security Force is going to be hosting Operation Pumpkin Patrol, so we will have uniformed military members out there to help with safety and security of all the trick-or-treaters.
All right. Now, that's quite a load to put on just the security forces. So is it just all of you? You're working, I don't know, 24 hours a day, or you getting help from other people?
No, so security forces will have a huge presence out there, but we'll also reach out to volunteers, and we'll have a lot of volunteers out there helping as well.
Okay, so let's say I want to volunteer. How do I get in contact with you to do that?
You can reach me directly at timothy.collar@us.af.mil, or you can reach Master Sergeant Scheid at
lars.scheid@us.af.mil.
Okay.
We're both the only people by our last names on base, so we should be pretty easy to find in the global.
That's fair. Now, see, I didn't want to say it, so now that you brought it up, I'm glad, because I was wondering how many callers and Scheids do we have running around the base? So now I know. Well, since we talked about trick-or-treat, of course, candy is the biggest important part of that. So what are some safety tips to make sure that the kids are safe while trick-or-treating?
So speaking of candy, you want to check your candy, the kids' candy, before they eat it. You don't want them to eat anything that's been unwrapped previously before them getting it. While they're trick-or-treating, you want them to stay in well-lit areas, stay out of low-lit areas. Everybody who's handing out candy will have a porch light on traditionally. Don't let them go into anybody's house. Don't let them have props that look too realistic. So they have guns with the orange tip barrels. That's a pretty good safety tip, and overall just be safe.
Fair enough. And okay, now of course there's been some talk recently. Are we avoiding the clown costumes this year?
We're not restricting the clown costumes or asking them to be restricted. We're asking parents, I guess, to use good judgment. Right now, with the extremely negative viral clown frenzy going on, we'd recommend that parents avoid clown costumes as much as possible. We don't want the children to be traumatized by ones who have seen it, or ones who are going to then be traumatized by people thinking that this child is trying to cause problems by dressing as a clown.
That makes sense. And then also, I know sometimes there are situations of, people, they think something's going on that isn't, and then situations get out of hand, and you don't want that to happen, especially on what is my favorite holiday. So keep me in mind, and everyone will be happy. So one more time, when is the event, and where do I have to go to be able to be a part of it?
The event's going to be October 31st from 6 to 8 p.m. And that's going to be trick-or-treating at all the housing areas. The volunteers will contact one of the two of us, and we'll give you a good meet time, because we're going to meet up prior to that time, both on Maxwell and Gunter, depending on which side you're volunteering at, so that everyone can be in place and ready to go once the kids get out and running.
Okay. Now, before we end, I have one final question for both of you, and I suppose that a suitable answer is I'm going as my job, security forces officer. But what are your Halloween costumes plans for this year?
Well, I will be doing pumpkin patrol, so I will be in this costume. I can't speak for Sergeant Scheid, but
I'll be in the same costume.
Fair enough. All right. Well, then I'll just I'll up my A game for you, gentlemen, and we'll see what can happen. But thank you very much for joining me on the Max. You're always welcome, and I do have a co-host, so hopefully when she's back, when she's done gallivanting, you'll get to meet her as well. But you're always welcome.
Sure.
thanks.
In just a few minutes, we're going to have your sport.
I'm Senior Airman Humphreys,
And I'm Senior Airman Horton.
and this is your Maxwell Sports Update.
So moving over here to the Maxwell Intramural Flag Football, we got the updated standings. We're only one team undefeated now. You got the 42 Con Squadron. They're 3-0.
Yeah, we got in second place, we got OSS. They're sitting at 4-1 right now.
In third place, we got the Security Forces Squadron. They're 3-1.
Then we got National Guard 187 at 3-1.
And then LRS also is 3-1. They're doing pretty good. They knocked off Security Forces last week.
Yeah, they're followed by 26 NOS, which is 2-2 right now.
And then we have the Marines. They're also 2-2 as well.
And then we got Med Group, which is 2-3 right now, coming off a one-game losing streak.
And then we got Home WSA. They're 1-2, two-game losing streak, but they're looking to turn around tonight versus National Guard 187.
Yeah, then we got the Warriors sitting at 1-3, and they just lost their most recent game.
And then we got AFL-CMC. They're 1-3 as well.
And then we got SOC at 0-4.
And ACSC 0-4. It's still only halfway through the season. Still a chance for teams to turn around. Everybody does make the playoffs, but that seeding, you get those first-round byes, can give you a fast track to that championship.
Oh yeah, it could definitely affect the outcome of some things once playoff time rolls around.
There's only 5 episodes left of Season 1. Season 1 of The Max continues November 11th.
Welcome back to the Max. One, I want to thank the gentlemen for allowing me to join them at the football desk. I don't talk sports very often. I know two teams somewhat well. The Steelers, and they didn't do very well, and the Cubs, which surprisingly are actually doing well right now. So I wanted to take a moment just to talk about the fact that the Cubs are going to the World Series.
First time 108 years, I believe.
If we win it, yes. We haven't won in 108 years.
Well, you guys haven't been there in what?
71.
Yeah, so it's been a long time since you've been there. So the fact that you guys are even in the World Series.
That's it. I mean, we were fighting World War II whenever the last time we went to the World Series.
I don't think anybody's grandkids are still alive that's witnessed the World Series.
It blows my mind that that's happening. So, I mean, truly, history is in the making. And my understanding is the Indians are in a bit of a drought right now, too.
Yeah, they're the second longest. So you have the two teams with the longest championship appearances in baseball, both in the World Series. So one of those droughts are going to end this year.
It really is. And so, like I said, history is in the making. Now, something else I want to say, just a quick plug for fvap.gov. History is in the making with this election as well. We already have record numbers of people that have sent in absentee ballots or asked for early voting. If you're not one of them, your deadline is coming up. So I recommend you go to that website and do what you need to do so you can vote. Because if you wear one of these, this kind of impacts us. It's going to be our new boss in a few months. So just keep that in mind. As always, if you want to contact us at the Max, want to let them know about a game they should talk about, contact us here, and we'll see what we can do for you. For Brandis and for the boys, I'm Jay Pollock. This was the Max.